Just when you think that you know someone, you really don't. During the course of our lives, superficiality has become the norm, pretending to be something that we're not. When in fact, the true nature of every human being after a while will be revealed. In order to have lasting success on every level, spiritually, soulfully, physically, materially, etc., the character, the nature, what is on the inside of us, it must be revealed in an effort to determine if we are worthy of the type of success that we desire. What do you mean by that? In other words, the inner aspect, the inner part of us, your heart, what makes you you, your spirit, must be tested. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. This is a continuation. This is part two of the topic for discussion, chambers of the heart. Just for purposes of review, I'm going to go back over the passage of scripture in the book of Jeremiah. And I'm using scriptural references because I want individuals to see that characteristically wise, what we are made of and what we can become if we do not change. Change is inevitable on every level, in every sphere, every atmosphere, every cycle. Did you know that every 7 years the human body is going through a change? Yes, it is. The human body, every 7 years, it goes through a cycle where it changes. Really, it's morphing, hopefully, into a better you. In the book of Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, verses 9 through 11. And I'm going to read from the archaic, traditional King James version of Scripture. In order to be, to do, and to have, to live a life filled with happiness, success, prosperity, love, joy, and money, we must make sure that we are who we say we are, because if not, we will be discovered for the person that we really are. And I'm not going to make this a long segment here, but I want this segment to be a thorough segment because it's vitally important that the nature of things be discussed with clarity. This inspirational, motivational teacher is going to teach you correctly and in the right way with love, mercy, and compassion. Oh yes, regardless of what's going on in the world, and if you look at the world, you see nothing but hate everywhere you turn. Each party is hating each other. People are getting away with crimes, with privilege. Whereas if another ethnic group committed the same crime or crimes, they would have been found guilty and buried beneath the foundational structure of the prison. You know it's true, and I know it's true. This is what human beings are made of. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. As the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatcheth them not, so he that getteth riches and not by right shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. What does the word testing mean? To prove, to know, to find out exactly who you are. In the race for wealth and riches, prosperity, a lot of individuals are doing some shady things to get ahead. And they're laughing all the way to the bank, thinking that they're extremely clever, thinking that they've gotten over, they're thinking that they've gotten by. That's what their corrupt mind is telling them. Chambers of the heart is dealing with the mind. The chambers, the secret rooms in your mind. What is on the inside of your mind? What are the compartments? What lies within them? If you get wealth and riches and don't get them correctly, you have nothing but a bunch of stuff. There are millionaires and billionaires who have what considers to be all the trappings of success in this life. They're lonely, they're bitter, sad, the family can't stand them, the dog will bite them if they come near them, their colleagues despise them. You remember Madoff and the scandal? He was wealthy, he was rich, but he didn't do it correctly, and he paid the price for it. Be careful in your pursuit for wealth. Be careful in your pursuit for riches. Be careful in your pursuit for power, because if you don't do it correctly, ultimately, you'll lose it all. So in your mind, in the chambers of your mind, what lies there? Let me show you what lies in the hearts and the minds of people. And a lot of people don't believe it because they want to proclaim themselves to be very, very good. Human beings are not good. Let me say that again. Human beings are not good. The Master Jesus said there is no one good but God. We are a falling species, constantly being in need of redemption. The first man and woman who were put on the face of the earth, they were divinely created. They were perfect in every aspect of their ways. Until what? Until transgression happened. And as a result of that, look at the world today. People are clamoring and they're trying to find their way back to paradise lost. In order to get to perfect paradise, certain things have to be eliminated from us as human beings. Now, according to this particular book, the Gospel according to Matthew, the 15th chapter, verses 18, the 18th verse and through the 20th verse, and I quote, "But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man." That's what's on the inside of them. The discussion that Jesus had was telling them to eat a meal with unwashed hands, that does not corrupt you. That does not defile you. But these things that's on the inside of you can defile you. Make sure that in your pursuit for wealth, in your pursuit for riches, in your pursuit for the love of your life, in your pursuit to be recognized, that you go about it the right way. That's why it's so important to eliminate all toxicity out of your mind, out of your spirit. And if you can't do it on your own, don't be too proud to pray, because the power of prayer does work. If you don't think it works, check out my series, The Prayer Life of Jesus, and prayer will fix it. You can become a dynamically transformed individual from within and from without. And at the same time, we can have health, happiness, success, prosperity, love, joy, and money. We can be, do, and have it all, and be decent, loving, caring, sharing human beings, because we don't have to violate anyone's laws. We don't have to be manipulative, cunning, deceitful. We don't have to be crafty in order to get ahead in life, because when you do those things, ultimately, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter your rank, position, or power in authority, no matter how much corruption may seem to reign supreme, ultimately, the real you will be exposed. And no one is going to care about your financial net worth then. No one's going to care about your investment holdings. No one is going to care about how much money you have on paper, because the true manifestation of your doings will have been exposed. And also remember this, character. I hear people talk a lot about character. Do they really know what character means? Well, let me define the word character. Let's find out exactly what character means, because you hear this term a lot. And people need to know what character means. Because if you don't know what the true meaning of the word character means, then you can't use it properly. Character, according to the Google Dictionary, means personality, nature, disposition, temperament, temper, mentality, the psychology, psyche, constitution, persona, attributes, features, etc. What is your character like? During this time of the year, a lot of individuals will have phony niceties, pretend to be loving and caring and sharing and giving, and haven't seen each other for years and really don't care about each other. They'll come together with gifts and try to have a meal with a family they haven't seen 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years and really despise being around them. But they're lured by the music. They're lured by the winter solstice. They're lured by the illusion of the Christmas spirit. How can you have a spirit of Christmas if you don't even know what Christmas means? Christ Mass. Those are two words. I'll deal with that in another teaching. But in this teaching, we must be careful to make sure that our character is real and decent and doesn't consist of things that ultimately can destroy us. What good does it have to have all the money in the world and you can't be faithful in your marriage, or you can't be faithful in your relationship, in your business dealings? Are you a trustworthy individual, or you're a person of your word? Do you know how many people right now are in prison because someone fabricated evidence against them? Someone lied, someone set them up, someone betrayed them, someone did some things that they shouldn't have done and said things that they shouldn't have said. Some prosecutor somewhere broke the law in order to get ahead to further their career because they had ambitions to want to be a politician. The house that is built on sand will crumble, but the one that is built on a firm, solid foundation, it will withstand the trials and tests and the storms that come to all of us during the course of our lives. No matter who we are, no matter where we are, we're all affected at some point in time with chambers of the heart. And when individuals learn to eliminate the toxicity of the things that I'm outlining here, then they begin to live a life that is decent and good. And they'll begin to have friendships, happiness, and homes. So many different things in all walks of life. According to the book of Galatians, the 5th chapter, beginning with the 19th verse and the 20th verse, and I quote, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies." Isn't that something? This is the manifestation of what can be on the inside of a person's heart. And when these things are not dealt with, when they're not eliminated, strange things end up happening. When people are arguing and fussing and cussing all the time, that means those are the things that are on the inside of the heart. Whatever is in your mind, whatever is in your thought life, whatever you think about, meditate on, ultimately, that's what will come out of your mouth. We are a sum total of our thoughts. We are a sum total of the words that we speak. We cannot get around it. And to close out this part of the segment, we read this from a different translation, the book of Galatians, the 5th chapter, verses 19 and 20. "Now the works of the flesh are plainly seen, and they are sexual immorality, uncleanness, brazen conduct, idolatry, spiritism, hostility, strife, jealousy, fits of anger, dissenters, divisions. These are a lot of the things that are embodied in the character of a lot of people. I hear people say, well, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody asked you to be perfect, but you can be a better you. We can be a better version of ourselves. We can strive for excellence. Yes, we can strive for excellence in word, in thought, and in deed. We don't have to allow ourselves to come to the point in our lives where we are degrading, demeaning, hate-filled, hateful, vengeful, vindictive, because ultimately, everybody who embodies these characteristics, you will fall. You will be exposed. And you can surround yourself with all the people who think and act like you. There is no honor among thieves. Remember that. You can take a pig, you can wash it, clean it, perfume it, and take a great big bow and put around its neck. And you can put the pig on a leash and take it out and parade it. But the pig, when it sees mud, what does it do? It jumps in the mud and it dirties itself up, because that's what a pig is. Don't allow yourself to be beautiful on the outside and wicked and evil on the inside. Remember, you can be, do, and have it all. You can have good success, good prosperity, good happiness, good joy, good love, good money. This lesson is to be continued. Never surrender, never quit.